I'm loving it. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. This is Crumbleweek 420, and here we are back on another live. Look at all you guys in here already. Good morning, Brett. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Dragon, what is going on, brother? Jess, Jess, my friend, thank you for being here. Tasha, good morning. Good morning. How's it going over in your world? Hopefully, well. How we doing, Jess? I just happened on the Sauce's page right before I came on the live this morning. Sauce was live over there, so it was nice to stop in and say hi real quick. I was watching him and Grabbit have a little chat, so that was pretty cool. Oh, good, Tosh. I'm glad you're doing well. That is fantastic. Yo, Cabs, what's up? Thank you so much. Jess is rolling up a few to hang out. There is nothing wrong with that. I got all my tried to get stuff set up last night, but even though our humidity is not bad, I hate to pack bowls the night before. So, Warriors Nation, cheers, brother. Thanks for being here. Having a lazy Sunday, Tasha? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Brett, how have you been feeling lately? Good, I hope. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty good Sunday all around. The Mrs. Crumblewick has to go to work at 7, so we'll be seeing her wander through shortly. And I don't know, I got to do normal chores later today, aside of being in the garden, grocery shopping, some fun stuff like that. Keep myself out of trouble. Cab says my wife is amazing. She wants to wait until the cell phone's on sale before getting a new one. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Saving money is a wonderful thing. Unless, of course, you have absolutely no cell phone at the moment. Then I would have to say, I guess all bets are off, unless you can go without it. I like not having my cell phone every now and then. Oh, gesture at a point where your garden's boring and there's nothing really to do. I get that. Good morning, Mrs. Wig.
Good morning.
How are you?
Sneezy.
Sneezy? All righty. You're one of the 7 dwarfs this morning. I love you. Grab it. What's going on? Cabs is like, fuck it, just get a new one. I think I waited, I can't tell you how many years longer than I should have to get a new cell phone. It was excessive. I know that my wife had gotten 2 cell phones at least in the time that I was still waiting to upgrade mine. I wasn't waiting. I just didn't want to do it. I was afraid I was going to lose everything. So, that is true, Cabs. Life is short. Enjoy it. Absolutely. Hey, we got 12 people in here. This is beautiful. Thank you, guys. So many of you guys and gals coming in this morning. Man, what's going on? Good to see you here. How's everything in the wonderful world of fishing? Tasha's got to make a phone call. We'll be here. Thanks for letting us know. Vince, good morning, Vince. And Reese just rolled in the door, too. Reese is here to defend the Pop-Tart this morning. No, not the Pop-Tart. You are right, Cabs. You can't take the money with you. You can't take your material shit with you. So you might as well live it the best that you can each day. Oh, Sauce is in the house. Good to see you again, Sauce. It was nice stumbling across your live this morning. I wish I'd caught it a little bit sooner, but that's okay. I appreciate it. That was a good topic you were talking about. We should bring it up a little later in the chat if you want. I think that'd be great. Home Grow, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming in this morning. Good morning, JC. I swung by your page and took a look, went on a little walk on your video with you. Thanks for posting that. I know the silence at the moment. Sorry, just reading what you guys are writing in the chat. I don't know if anybody. DT, good morning. Wow, thank you for being in here so early. Appreciate seeing you roll in. Yeah, Cabs, that's a real struggle with the cell phones these days. They maintain they have super long battery life, and it's questionable at the best. Oh, DT, coffee is on and joint is rolled. That is a beautiful thing. On that note, I think I'm going to hydrate a little bit, like we all should hydrate a little bit, and then I think we should do a bong rip to honor this absolutely awesome Sunday morning live. What do you say, people? Everybody ready to take first rip of the day, or second, or third? First rip on the live, we'll call it that. All righty, guys, let's go. Cheers to everybody. I am smoking on some strawberry kush today, homegrown, and let's go, people. Kev says, well, if you're on it 24/7, the battery life is not going to last. This is true on all cell phones. Nice first rip of the day. I'm feeling good about that. Well, I can't say that's my first rip. I did have a rip before I started the live, but. Okay, Sauce said crumble. I'm going to get pulling in 3 days max. They're there. Yeah, I kind of got that from what you were saying. You know, sometimes the trichomes, I don't understand what they do. Well, I understand what they do, but it's amazing how you can stall out in a certain place, whether you're heavy amber, heavy milky white, or whatever the case is. So I can understand that. I've gone and looked at one plant and found trichomes in all varying degrees all over. And you get to a point where it's like the plant's kind of got to go and come down. Cav says, I'm smoking some Purple Punch S1 testers that were gifted by Maine. Nice. Super cool. Super cool. Dragon, what do you got going on in the grow today? Oh, I know the trichome heads are the medicine. I do understand all of that. Discussion earlier over in Sauce's. We'll let Sauce talk about it. Make sure I'm not missing anything in here. You are right, Grab It. It does depend on what type of a high that you want. Oh, it's 66 there, JC. Good for you. We're at 61 this morning at the moment. Yep, and that's a fact, Calves. Amber trichome heads is CBN, degraded THC, helps with sleep. Oh yeah, Dragon, living soil trichomes could be all over. Never can be what you want before the plant's done. Oh, Reese, you're vaping on some gelato float this morning? That sounds tasty. Oh, Marion Rob rolled in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciated. I hope you're making vast amounts of progress in the homestead. I was checking it out some last time you were live. You guys are getting a lot of painting done and other stuff, so that's awesome. Yeah, Sauce was saying that he's seeing clear, amber, and milky, and it's just rare for him. And that was part of the discussion that was over there on his live this morning. Right. That I understand too, that all cannabis plants, trichome heads, have different effects. That I understand firsthand. I learned that early on in growing. I grew White Widow first, and I don't remember what I grew second. Oh, blueberry muffin. And it was like night and day. Plus, one was indoors, one was outdoors. So there's so much different stuff that goes on in all our grows. Yeah, genetics, I'm sure, had a huge thing to do with it. JC, you already had breakfast, munching on a little pizza and beer. Okay, that's a good breakfast for some people. So, did anybody happen to catch the Friday night live that we chose to do? Because I got to tell you, it was pretty crazy. Dragons trimming some Tits McGee. Nice. Oh, that's got to be tasty. Sweet ass turp of tangerines and mangoes. I know, it sounds great, doesn't it, hon? Maine is pretty beat up from working on his son's house yesterday. Whew, I hope you got a lot of good medicine to smoke up and hopefully ease some of that pain. Cab says, pro tip, everything leads back to landrace strains. And we had some great conversations about landrace strains the other day because Crumbawig was a little ignorant to it, and now I've been educated and feel much better. Oh, Mary took some Fico last night. Got 6 hours sleep. Awesome. Awesome indeed. I have never had it. I have heard great and tremendous things about it. It'll be on my bucket list of things at some point in time. Oh, JC, you missed out on Friday's live. I had a number of people who said, Crumbawig, you're kind of a jerk because you do these morning lives and we all are either asleep or something else like that. So I decided to throw in everything. Like I had said before, it's going to be at least a routine schedule of minimally the 4 Sunday through Wednesdays, and then those will be morning ones, and then we'll do the one on Friday night. And just reach out to more of the community. I don't know if anybody had a chance to catch Growing Old's show yesterday, but I will tell you something. They had a lot of really kind words to say about our lives and how much they enjoy coming into them. So I think that was super great yesterday. Big props for us over here, making our little changes that seem to be affecting a lot of different people. And I think that's super positive. And I want to thank you guys all for that, because trust me, I couldn't do any of this without you all being in here and being supportive of the community. So thank you, everyone. Sorry for the silence, just making sure I'm not missing anything in the chat right now. So I will ask a question about FICO. FICO and RSO essentially the same thing, or the Simpson oil? Are those all very similar? Oh, awesome, man. You're going to do another live Thursday morning. That is sweet. Sweet indeed. Everybody make sure that they're going to at least swing by and sprinkle some love if you're up. Because Maine's got some great content over there. It was cool the other day sitting and hanging out and watching the newts get mixed and talking about plants and fishing and everything else. So it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, you've been up lately, Sauce? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I like being up early in the morning. Moonlit, good morning. Good morning indeed. I probably missed you coming before because I've been rambling a little bit, but thank you so much for being here. Oh, Sauce, you got the insomnia? That sucks. it sucks. That was how I started out doing another one of my lives at some obscure time in the morning, just because I couldn't sleep and I figured I'd be safe and nobody would be around. Okay, Cabs is saying the biggest difference is what extract solution you use. Okay, so all right, that makes sense. And knowing what I know about each one of them, which is small, but that does make sense because I understand some things are extracted with butane, some things are extracted with alcohol, some things are, I guess things are just extracted in different ways, and everybody's trying to find a new way to invent that wheel. Okay, FICO is typically alcohol. You know what, Sauce? I think that is a great way to look at it. You decided to go live, a show of face. Felt it was only right to put a face to the views. I think that is cool. It lets people know more so that we're real. And yeah, and I got to tell you, you start doing some lives and lots of magical little things happen. You might catch an email from someone, which is kind of cool. I was talking about it the other day, and somebody actually reached out to me asking me if I was going to be doing any giveaways or if I had any beans that were available to a first time grower. And yeah, I'm going to send them off something. I had them shoot me their email address, and I figure why not? You know, we need to encourage people to want to be in our community. And I saw some great love being spread around yesterday. Again, I'll go back to Growing Olds Live. You know, they were, well, long story short, I don't think Shy's in here, but I'm pretty sure it was Shy yesterday that somebody was in need of a light for a 3x3 tent. And Shy was like, hey, I got one I can send your way. And I just think that's a beautiful thing, seeing the community do so much to help each other grow and succeed. Oh, you got your coffee and you got to roll one up, Mary? All righty. Well, we are about a minute out from 5:45, so I'm going to start hydrating before we light up again. Homegrow, what do you got going on today in your world? What else we got here? Pineapple cake with vanilla frosting today. You going to post pictures, JC? You are right, grow and grind. Hashtag stronger together. Yeah, I think so indeed, Jess. Indeed. We are all pretty awesome. Purple Punch has some kick. Alrighty, people, it is 5:45. Let's get ready to rip. Make sure you're nice and hydrated. Scotty is very happy about the tent. It actually even got there a day early, which surprised me. Now, I don't know exactly what UPS did with it, but when it got to Scotty's, it had duct tape all over it and all sorts of shit. So, but yeah, he's going to be able to use it. I just don't have the room. You know, first tent I bought because I got such a good deal on it. And yeah, never got to set it up. But absolutely, Scotty is the dude. Cab says this isn't the normal purple punch you can get nowadays at all. Cabs, no mushroom tea this morning? We got 2 purple, 1 sugar sour diesel on week 4 of flour from Homegrown. Nice. Nice. Indeed, Reese. It is awesome. I love that we have such a diverse community and we do have people that show up in our lives who don't consume. They just enjoy being a part of all of this. And I think it's fantastic. Okay, Cabs, I was just checking. I know that as I will float through other people's lives and channels, I know that a lot of times you're sipping on it. So I figured I'd just give you an ask. Oh, okay. It was you, Homegrow, that Shy is sending you the light. I know. Isn't that freaking awesome? It'll make that grow so much better. Absolutely. So I got to throw out a question for you guys because I'm looking for a way to handle this, which I should be able to handle as a 60-year-old person. But so I'm a big proponent for going around and sprinkling love on people's channels, commenting on their videos, and like that. So what do you do when you go to someone's channel and you click on this video and the video is an absolute train wreck? There's no audio. Their plants look like they cooked them in the sun and then threw them in a pot, or they're running hydroponics versus soil and commenting that the hydroponics is so much better because your plants are 10 times bigger. Well, of course, they have a 5-gallon reservoir and you're comparing it to a plant in a 1-quart bucket or pot. So I guess I'm asking, how do you guys handle commenting on a page like that? Or do you just not and go on your merry way? Or do you offer some constructive criticism and hope they take it well? Absolutely, I would, Cavs. Absolutely. Go with the flow. You just snuck in here while I was rambling. I was rambling a little bit. Sauce says, tell it like it is. Jess says, leave a comment because they're probably trying really hard. Leave advice. Sauce says, I don't break people down. Yeah, neither do I. Neither do I. And that was just it. I looked at this and I didn't want to sound preachy. So let me tell you what I left for a comment. I left a comment of interesting video. Thank you for sharing on one of them. So, yo, Lazy's in the house. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning. Get all you guys rolling in and out of here. We got 17 of you. We're not even at 6 o'clock in the morning. You guys have slapped that thumbs up 14 times, which I appreciate. Perfect, Moonlit. Again, this was probably my 10th or 11th video that I'd watched yesterday and was commenting on. So I guess it just, I'm very much about respect for the plant, respect how we handle it from the seed all the way to harvest, cure, and even consumption. So I'm just passionate about that. Sauce says somebody's going to say it. I just don't want to be the one. That's not a bad way to look at it, Cabs. Cabs said strives to only give advice when asked. You are absolutely correct, Moonlit. That's why, I dumped this back out because I just wanted to see how all you guys would handle a situation like that or how you do handle them because I know it's not exclusive to me. I am not the only person that goes and sees grows, and sometimes some are absolutely amazing. And some of them, yes, I guess it's, when you're seeing the content creator also, sometimes you can get a feel for some of that. That was one isolated incident. I just figured I'd ask you about it. Maine, I get that. People don't like it when I tell them to start over, but that is the reality of things. It's tough love. It is tough love with these plants. How do you think we all feel killing off males? I mean, I know if I had to do that when I first started growing, I would have been devastated. Absolutely devastated that I had to kill off plants. Now, I care, but I don't care. I care because I invested time and effort into the plant. I don't care because I have more seeds and we can pull clones and we can do all that magical stuff. I get that not wanting to hurt people's feelings. And that's, I like that. Maine, I killed plants weekly. It's true, though. Oh, yeah, no problem at all. Moonlit wants to know, and I didn't ask. I apologize, guys. I did not ask what everybody's smoking on. So, hey, if you could drop it in here and let us know, that would be awesome. Smoking on or munching on. And I don't want to hear Pop Tarts. I know somebody already came in here flinging Pop Tarts around this morning. I like that. Saw says, I'm glad to have a male. I got too many women. I need a buddy. Oh, Jess has dispo garbage this morning. I have no dispo garbage weed left. I am thinking about picking up some more only because it is fun to talk about it on here. It absolutely is. Oh, yours is garbage, Jess. Come on. Oh, your dispo's garbage? Brett is smoking on some American Gangster this morning. Marion Gang has loaded a comb with Scarlet Z by Babylon Burning Selections. Part of the last grow along. Nice. Cav said, I'm not going to fight against bugs. They're way better at killing plants than I am. I think there's some truth to that. The bugs can be vicious. Oh, you grew a batch of midweed, Jess? It happens. It happens indeed. I have found that when I'm doing larger runs, there's at least one plant in there that isn't up to par with everyone else. And I wonder if that's because maybe I neglected it where it's located in the tent. I never really thought about it too much, but you know, I can honestly say not everything that I've grown is fire, and I think everybody in here can say that. We grow some strains and stuff that just aren't, they don't live up to the hype. Yeah, now you have to smoke it, Jess. I get that too. I'm going to knock on wood here and say that other than my great aphid outbreak, I have not had to deal with really many bugs in my grows. That is true, Sauce. Either by airbrush or ground, pests and insects, you just got to be careful. Yeah, I told the story of when I brought somebody else's grow into my house. Uh, I'll go back to it and explain to you what I did. A friend of one of my children's had to have some major surgery in the middle of their grow, requiring them to go out of state for the surgery and be incapacitated for a big chunk of time. And they were in the middle of their grow, and I took their grow into my house, and it caused nothing but problems. But I finished out all their grow. We got them all their weed, and they were happy. But still the same. I would never bring somebody else's grow into my house again, no matter how much it meant to them, just because of the problems it causes. That was the first time I had to deal with powdery mildew. It came on their plants. I ended up having to get an ozone machine and scrub that whole room through everything in my tents and just ran it to get rid of all the spores and everything else. What a pain in the ass. Yeah, calves, I know, I did that. I did use bugs to fight bugs indoors, and I won't do it again. It worked. I can solve the problem by not bringing outdoors indoors. That's 90% of my battle, I think. Yeah, unleashing my 3,000 ladybugs in the house. At least Mrs. Crumbawig was good about it. And they didn't leave the tent and go all over the place either, so that kind of made for a better time for everybody. Absolutely, Moonlit. The aphids are sneaky little bastards. We are coming up on 6 o'clock, everybody. Yeah, I grow both indoors and outdoors. Z Bud, thank you so much for swinging in. I appreciate you. It's great seeing people that, you know, haven't been in here in a while or haven't been in here at all that I've bumped into throughout the community. And so great to have people swing in. I just I love all you guys. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, calves. They do make a mess. Oh, Moonlit, you've got a couple of praying mantis in your garden? I saw some baby ones in my big 150 that I got outside, but I didn't see any big ones this year. Grab it. You use pirate bugs? Huh. Oh, Sauce, you're 100% outdoors? That would be cool to do some breeding indoors. Yeah, after taking a look at the last couple of years being outdoors, I really have to question how much I want to put outdoors next year. I may just go 3 plants in 3 big pots and call that a day. I won't run 12 outdoors again. That's too much. You're right, Cavs. You're right. Outdoors is amazing until it's not. Right now, you're an indoor grower, Mary. Till next year, experiment. Hey, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I don't know if there's a middle of the road. What I like outdoors is how sunlight, I really can say, I know they can duplicate a lot with lights right now, but I know sunlight is really great for the plants. But as Maine said, Maine grows indoors now because of fighting the battle of PM and bud rot and all that good stuff, which gets to be very disenchanting. Yeah, grab it. The wind was sucky this year. Midwest Grow Show. What is going on? I thought I saw you sneak into here. Yeah, outdoor growing is hot. You do sweat your ass off. Brandon CS, good morning and thank you for swinging in. Appreciate you. Moonlit asked calves, or lower class boof for those of you who don't understand that's calves also. So you're telling me ladybugs live the good life? That is true. Mother Nature does take her cut of our grows outside. I know I lost, a plant and a half in a storm, which doesn't sound like a lot, but looks like somebody took an ice cream scoop and just freaking scooped a third of the raised bed out. Do 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 do. I would love to grow outdoors, but it doesn't make sense right now. Okay, Dragon. Can you grow outdoors there? I guess that's one of my questions. I just saw somebody write Scotty Brother in here. Am I blind? Do 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 do. Just catching up on the chat, guys. Homegrown wants to know, how do you get the seeds from the strain you really like? You know, you go on a quest, I guess. I think it's hard if you're going and buying some of this dispo stuff because their stuff comes and goes so freaking quick. And unless it's something that's super hot, oh man, I just saw somebody put up that it's 3:01 in Cali. That means that we haven't smoked and it is 6 o'clock. We missed the 6 o'clock run. Sanguine Crimson, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Give me 1 second here. There we go. I am going to go ahead and get you modded up in here. I just subscribed to your channel. And let's see here. You literally blazed a joint. Nice. Nice indeed. 6:03 and all as well. 5 a.m. in Midwest. I say it is time for us to light up. Let me swap out this bowl real quick. Again, I apologize for the delay, but we'll get everything right back on track. Here we go. Let's rip, people. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers. Tasha said, and south. I don't understand what that's going to. Alrighty, hold on a second here. I just made mention that I was going to get you modded up. So let's go here, and I am going to give my quick mod lecture if I can. Now that you're a mod, this is a room for 18 years or older. We are a drama-free channel. Welcome everybody to the room. Make them feel comfortable. Let them know what kind of a great community we are that they're choosing to be part of. Sub up to one another. Check out their channels. Sprinkle some love over there. Subscribe. Drop them a like on one of their videos or their content. Make sure you leave a comment. That way they'll know you were there, and there's a good chance they'll come back to your channel. Plus, it's going to make their day. If we have trolls, we're going to nicely escort them out the door and try not to engage with them. Most of all in here, let's have fun. Topics are open to anything and everything. Now let me catch back up to the chat here. I have heard that before. Sauce is saying I'm going towards non-feminized seeds. State of being, I feel like feminized seeds dumb down the genetics. I have heard mention of that. I don't know the validity of it. My advice is getting landrace strains, regular photos, and hunting for what you like, said Cavs. Warrior Nation. Am I going to start having guests on? Okay, Midwest, thank you for asking that. I am going to try StreamYards tomorrow morning on my live. I have not ran it before, and we talked about it a little while ago. And I just got to try it out with you guys, and I don't think you'll mind, because that way if I fuck it all up, we're all here together. And for those of you who have ran it before, you can turn around and help me navigate it. So, yeah, tomorrow morning, I'm going to play around with StreamYards a little bit later, and then tomorrow morning, I will turn around and see what we can do with that. Lazy's trying to use telekinesis to get some coffee from upstairs. Midwest says, I can't stand autos, would probably never grow them again. Unpredictable. I don't know. I like autos, but I think they have a time and place. I use them to fill in my grow when I got a gap, is what I've done. I started out with doing them all the time. All the time. And then I went to photos, and I love those too. I actually love those more because I think they're more forgiving. Now, Grow and Grind, aka Marion Rob asks, did you pick out managing mods? I did not, but I think that's something I'm going to have to do, and I'll tell you why. Because on Friday nights live, I had a hard time keeping up with the chat. With a lot going on, we had 313 people come through the room, and there was a lot going on in the chat. That, and not to mention, Crumbleweed was high as fuck because I smoked a shit ton. Plus, it was at night, so I'd been smoking all day long and then railed like 4 or 5 bowls and a dab and some other stuff. Yeah, I know that. I will want a few people that I trust. I've got a couple people in mind. Just catching up with you guys in here. Autoflowers are a different plant. See you later, Tasha. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hopefully, we'll catch up soon. Happy Sunday. I'll swing over to your page later and see if you got any new shorts posted. I still love that one of the red moon. That was killer. Midwest says, I have ADHD and I'm like Edward Scissorhands. Nice. Nice indeed. Remember, guys, we are a drama-free channel here, so let's keep things down to what we got going on in the conversation. Oh, you need 13 views to reach 2,300, Tasha? That's freaking awesome. I am sure that you will get that. Absolutely. For those of you who haven't seen it and feel like sprinkling some love over on Tasha's page, she's got that awesome short. She said she put it up when you had that red moon, and it's pretty killer. She's like 13 views away from 2,300. If you guys can stop over and see that at some point in time, that'd be great. Good morning, King Green. Thanks for swinging in. Super appreciated. We used to grow autoflowers just to push weed when nobody else is. That makes sense, warriors. Grower Mo. Grower Mo is in the house. So has anybody got anything cool going on this morning? Or today for that matter? I'm not a football player, I played football in high school, but I don't watch football. Don't have a lot of enjoyment in that for me. I'm more of a hockey guy. So when hockey season comes up, all bets will be off. I'll be spending some time watching that, but it's not like they put hockey on between 5:30 in the morning and 8 o'clock in the morning. Preparing to pull some plants tomorrow. That's awesome. Super awesome. Oh, nice. Nice, Mary and Rob. I grow about 70% autos, but love to work with clones. So you'll always do both. Yeah, Jess, hockey is pretty awesome. Did you watch the boxing last night, Sauce? I understand there was something going on Netflix, I think it was. Hey, absolutely. Dragon says smash that like button, fam. We got 26 people in here. You guys have pounded that thumbs up 17 times. Thank you so much. Yo, GQ, what is going on this morning? Hey, no problem, Tasha. That's what this community is all about, is us supporting one another. Oh, you're waiting to harvest the rotten peaches crossed with ninja fruit? Nice. Boxing was good last night. I didn't check it out. I don't mind boxing. I don't watch it that often. I used to be very much into UFC, but that has changed. Hey, thanks for dropping that in here, Tasha. I'm sure that's the link to her short. So, again, if you feel like it, yeah, it's the Blood Moon short. Nice. Just catching up with the chat, guys. Yeah, that Blood Moon was pretty nice. Sorry, guys, just trying to keep up with this in here. No problem, Tasha. What did I miss in here? Not going to get the big harvest, so it'll be limited edition beans. Okay. I think that's cool, though. Limited edition beans, you get an opportunity to grow something that probably the majority of everybody else is not going to get the opportunity to. And it's amazing. You know, I have heard that the moonlight isn't necessarily bad for the plant either. I mean, you got to figure these plants grew for, thousands of years out in the wild, and all plants have grown additionally out in the wild. So it's got to be pretty cool knowing that the moonlight isn't going to hurt it. I don't know if it has any redeeming qualities. Is that like that type of lighting that they have that you run at night, that blue light or green light that's supposed to help the plants out? Thank you very much, Mary and Rob. Friday night was insane. It was a great live. Had so many people in there who, Growing Old was in there. I had sent him an email and said, I'm really sorry I didn't get to say goodbye to you guys because it was so busy. And they were like, it was crazy. I tried to keep up and had to go to bed. And I was like, that's cool that everybody had a good time. Some plants only grow during certain moon phases, planetary alignments. Yeah, are those like Lazy Cloud said that? And those are some of the plants that only bloom at night, like a certain time. I remember one from when they redid that movie Dennis the Menace. They had some crazy plant that only bloomed once every 20 years. Cavemen were getting stoned. Hey, that is true. Saw said I'm with Mendo Dope on one thing. Build your soil life on life. True enough. True enough indeed. Did I see Miko roll into here? I apologize if I missed you and didn't say hi. There you are, Miko. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Apologies. I'm reading and thinking here. That one I've never heard before about planting cannabis at the rising sun or rising moon. Huh. Alrighty, guys, it is 6:16. I missed the amazing 6:15 rip. If you guys would like, we can go ahead and take one right now. I am looking very forward to that. Been gifted some amazing stuff, Cavs. I know how that is. Absolutely. Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and rip this. Let's go. I'm still smoking on Strawberry Kush. Oh, Mikos is watching Track and Field World Cup from Tokyo. Nice. Alrighty here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Sorry about that, guys, that I let that person roam around in here for that long, but yeah, sorry that we all had to tolerate that. Jason H., what's going on? Hey, appreciate you being here. Do. Let me catch up in here, guys. JC, you stop that right now. You absolutely do fit in. Everybody fits in here. I just want to know if you're going to post a picture of that pineapple cake you're going to be making later. You're at 28 subs on your fishing channel. Nice. For those of you who don't know, Weed Wizard, aka Maine, has another channel that he just kicked off a little bit ago. He's got himself 28 subs. Let's see if we can swing over there and sprinkle a little love. There's no reason why not. Yeah, Reese, I agree. Scotty 420. How the hell did I miss you come into here, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well indeed. Dragon Z420 says, I'm doing a giveaway next Friday's video. Simple card split like Scotty does, but 2 winners, 1 UK, 1 US. Nice. Nice indeed. Silly question. Can there be pictures posted here? Not really, unless you were, I believe, to post a link in here of the picture. I just ask that if you're going to do that, don't put a virus or a spam link or some shit like that in here. I know we got to be careful with that because YouTube can be a motherfucker to us. But you can drop your link to your new channel in here if you could. Oh, Sauce, you're going to start making fishing videos on your same channel? Good for you. I was going to start doing some bird content on my page because I have that bird feeder that turns around and makes little short videos every time different birds come to the feeder. The only thing I thought about is if I do that, are they going to think that's clickbait? You know, they come to my channel for birds and instead they find copious amounts of cannabis. Oh, Midwest. I'll go over to JC's page and see if she's posted a picture of it. You know, I go and sprinkle the love throughout the day whenever I can. Hey, Magic Frank, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you, brother. Jason, the ball is too complicated for me. Use a venti. Yeah, Jason had asked about, let me zip up here because it went by fast. He asked, are any of you guys into ball vapes? I am unfamiliar with ball vapes. I think I saw somebody was using one on someone's channel at one point in time. On Discord, you can post while being live like this. Everybody's got to remember, Crumblewigg's ass is old. 60 to be exact. And I am working real hard on all this new technology. I have a Discord. I think it's my name, Crumblewig420. But that's about it. I go on there when people say, hey, go, sub up to my Discord. I will do that. Oh, what do we got going on here? Let's see what Grow and Grind just dropped into here. Nice. Nice indeed. Oops. What the hell am I doing here? I almost closed out the whole entire chat. Sorry, guys. King Green, what's going on in your world today, brother? And thank you very much for dropping that link into there. That's pretty cool, Grow and Grind. I like that. Upcoming stuff for December? That's cool. What's the pipe where you drop the glass ball or cube up real high? You're talking about doing dabs, Midwest? Dabs or concentrates? Oh, those are the genetics already for cannabis? Nice. That is nice. Scotty, it is time to blaze. Let's go ahead and fire up. Why not? Feeding the ladies' day and having a conversation with them. Is that where you're like, grow, please, bulk out your buds? Nope, I've never heard of that, Midwest. It's usually concentrates. Oh, you got a lot of other stuff, Canada and USA? Nice. All righty, people. Let's go ahead and fire up here. I know we're a couple minutes early, but I know that is a nice lineup, isn't it, Grower Mo? Now, I didn't hydrate, so I'm probably going to cough. Take a mid-rip hydration. Ooh, that's nice. Yo, Panda's in the house. That's right, Scotty. Fire up. You at work, brother? Or you out already? Absolutely. Sauce said, may you all be pleasant and pleased. Absolutely. You're high, Panda? Good. That's what we like. Wait a minute. It's got to be 4:25 in the morning over there. Big props to you, Panda. Big props. Bye, Mrs. Crumblewig. Love you. Hey, love you too. Have a good day at work. Just sent Mrs. Crumblewig off to work. She's working 7 to 3 today. Be nice. We can spend the afternoon together. Which will be pretty nice. We don't often get to do that. Am I retired? I am partially retired. Trying to decide what I want to do for my last few years of working. I plan to fully retire at 62 and a half. Not that I have any big pensions or anything exciting like that. I just am at a point where I don't really want to, if I could, I would grow all the time and have that be it. I've been lucky throughout life and I've done a lot of different things. So there's a lot of things I can do, but there's a lot of things I don't want to do. So I'll figure that one out. It's 5:25 there. It's 5:25, Grower Mo. I'm up early on Sunday. I usually sleep in. Well, I appreciate you being here. I really do. I love this little morning space. It seems to fit well for a number of you. And I like being here. Gives me something to do. Wait a minute. What am I missing here? Oh, hey, no problem at all, Mary and Rob. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, and good luck on everything you got going on in the house. I'm sure I'll bump into you later. Thanks, thanks. Yeah, if you're Sauce said if you're from New York, you can't be broke. I'm in upstate New York, so that's vastly different than being down in the city. You know, we're a small city, smallerish city, which is Oswego, and yeah, no. We bought our house later in life. We've only been here about 4 years. And yeah, I mean, I would turn around and I've taken a different approach on life. And now I've realized I can't take any of this with me. But I'm gonna live my best life for, I don't know. I picked 25 years. So I've got a 25-year bucket list of shit that I want to get done. I figured if I'm 60 now, 85 is a good time to plan out to. So yeah, it's kind of cool to look at it that way because it's like, God damn, I got a quarter of a century to get a whole bunch of stuff done. But I'm trying to do a lot of it sooner rather than later. How old am I, Panda? I'm 60. Oh, alarm's going off. That means Dad's going to be texting me in a minute or two. We'll wish him a happy good morning. All right, Jason, you have yourself a good night. Get some rest. Yeah, it can be an expensive place to be, I guess. I lived in Connecticut. That I thought was an expensive place. And when I lived in Nyack, New York, super expensive down there. I mean, I was in Nyack, New York back in the early 90s, and I was paying $800 a month for a studio apartment, which was insane. Please don't skydive for my bucket list. I did think about it, but then I kind of chickened out. Gas cost up here right now, at the moment, it's under $3, but it's like 2.99, 2.88 some places. Oh, your dad's 70, Panda. Hey, Panda, how is your dad doing? I know that I believe you said he had something going on the other day, and I never got a chance to ask you after that, but I hope he's doing well. No, it's not too bad for Gas Midwest. It really isn't. Cabs, have you gone skydiving? For some, I believe you should have. Yeah, that's not bad at all, Frank. That really isn't. Yeah, as I said, I thought about it. And then I do have somewhat of a fear of heights. I know I'd be safe. And if I wasn't safe, I'd be dead. So that's really, I don't know. There's a chance I might do it. Brett, you got a year younger this morning? Jess says my wife jumped out of a perfectly good airplane. You're right, Grower Mo. Grower Mo's talking about living in a rural area where rent's up $1,200 a month. when you can buy a home for 70 to 110,000, but taxes, yeah, the taxes are going to run you 1,400 a year. We bought at the absolute right time when we bought our house. It was right as they were getting ready to raise interest rates and all that stuff. We scooped in, put a bid on this. Somebody else had also put a bid in before us. They ended up backing out. We accepted. And I think at the end of the day, it was what? We have a four bedroom, 2 bath house, 5 acres of land, big 60 by 20 barn, and we paid $130 for it. And now it's appreciated in value because of all that changing, but I think we didn't do too bad. Oh, that's right, Scotty. I forgot you were in the military. Absolutely, you jumped. Your wife says you have no fear, Cavs? Yes, Sauce, I have heard that it can be cost you 1.5 to live with roaches and rats. Jim Cooks, what's going on? Good evening from Thailand. Yeah, my barber runs it nice and tight for me. Oh, King Green's $2.89 a gallon there. That's not bad. Solange, what's going on? And how are you doing? How are you feeling is the question. I know you had some not good feelings going on. I got to swap out this bowl. You know, you guys are letting me run my mouth and not reminding me that we should be firing up about every 15 minutes. But that's okay. I digress. I also want to thank you guys. We got 26 in the room right now, and we've had 22 likes. So you guys rock. Thank you. Just getting loaded up here, making sure I am overly hydrated. Yeah, Jim, I know. Who knew smokers would forget? I just get rambling. That's all. I guess I'm a rambling man. All righty, let's go, people. Seymour, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Here we go. We are ripping. Let's go. And cheers, everybody. And good morning, Grizzly Warrior. Miko says, obviously was not hydrated enough. Yeah, I know, Frank. I don't get that. Now, are you talking about playback on video or when you're running captions? I just wondered. I just wondered what you were talking about, Frank. I haven't really checked to see if they're censoring anything in my lives. I guess because I don't care. If they want to go back and do that, like on the playback, I guess that's a thing. But I don't think we get out of control in here or anything like that anyway. Well, you guys don't in the side. I do, I swear, but. Oh, yes. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about, Magic Frank. Absolutely. Yes. And that kind of sucks because I did notice that. They did censor something in some story that I was telling that I didn't use any swear words in, but then I think I said, I don't know, I probably said fuck 3 times after it, and they didn't touch that. Like that was an okay word for me to sprinkle like a seasoning across the conversation. All right, guys and girls, what's everybody got going on in their grow right now if they're growing? Is anybody harvesting in the next couple of days? I know, Sauce, you're going to be pulling something down. Do, 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 do. Bonsai? All righty. We got 1 vote for a bonsai coming down. Let's take a look over here at my grand list, if there's anything that I wanted to talk about. Oh, I topped some plants the other day. That's something to talk about. Yeah, I took a look at the Lemon Freak shows and the Spectres, and I decided to top 2 of the Spectres and 1 of the Lemon Freak shows. I made sure to mark them so that I remember once I start moving them around the tent. We got going on here. Frank's not harvesting until the 6th through the 15th. Okay. Grower mow at least 4 to 5 weeks. I'm looking at waiting for mine's weather dependent. End of story. That's all I can do. I know I need at least a minimum of 3 weeks. So weather hopefully will hold out. They've just slowed down so much right now with us dipping down in the 40s every night. Doing an open pollination seed increase for deep chunk times Gary Payton. They're growing like a weed. That's what you want, calves. Oh, they're going to the smoking concentrates game. Pure OG Blue Wookie. Crossed with Fire Marshal Bill. King Green says Cali has always been a shit show. I think you love it or you hate it. I've seen both sides of it. I used to watch, there was that High couple, I think is their name. I used to watch a lot of their content when they posted it when they were in Cali. Now, I think they're in Seattle or something like that where they moved to. I just don't watch them much anymore. Oh, that's not disrespectful, Sauce. Not at all. The world is a shit show. Absolutely. And I guess that's another reason why I do my morning lives, because the world is a shit show. And I can come in here and you guys aren't a shit show. We have normal conversations. We talk about real world problems. We talk about cannabis a lot. We talk about our grows. We talk about consumption. But at the end of the day, we're all real people. Real, valid people. Nice, Warriors Nation. Nice. Paranormal snuck in. Paranormal, what is going on? You slinking in here, sneaking up on the top of my chat, so I almost missed you. I have been pounding my ladies, big time. Thank you, Midwest. I appreciate that. Seymour, you are going to correct me, and you are correct. It's a super worldwide shit show. Yeah, it absolutely is. There are times when people talk about the world we live in being a big simulation. And it's like, oh my God, if that was the case, whoever's running it's a real asshole. That's all I'll say on that. Oh, that sounds like a nice cross. Cabs is talking about pollinated. He pollinated Bruce Banner, number 3, with Acapulco Gold crossed with Panama Red. Now that sounds good. Yeah, Bruce Banner is a good one. I have not grown it yet. I am going to be growing Bruce Banner. It's a Bruce Banner cross from Calves that he was generous enough to send me. Yeah, come on now. I have a nephew who's a computer programmer, and I don't think he's an asshole completely. Notice I had to put the completely on the end of it. Hey, you are right, Midwest. That is true. We did get the cannabis. We do have the psychedelics. I do believe that the psychedelics let us see what the world should really be like. You know, that's my take on it, as strange as that may sound. Oh, you got some friends flowering verbiage black tie times unknown S1. Nice. Okay, grower Mo. I usually chop on October 20th to 27th on outdoor, but my babies are slowed down because of the cold weather. Absolutely. I don't, because of the wind we get from a field across the street, if I put a greenhouse up, all my plants are behind my garage. It just makes a vortex of the wind and it's like whoosh, around the back of the garage. And my plants just get beat to shit with the wind. That is true. All we can do is laugh at stuff right now. Oh, Bingus is gonna flower is flowering or gonna be flowering verbiage. I love Bingus. I don't get over there enough. I really don't. I stumbled across him and was like, holy shit, look at this. Yeah, the quantum computers are gonna make a difference. They definitely are. Especially with grow tech. The only problem with some of that, even AI, is AI has only been able to extrapolate the information that it has about the cannabis community from us. If we wanted to start flooding the community with misinformation, AI would get a hold of it and it would get factored into all their algorithms. Because I know that when the guys over on CLTV or Stash Blend or whatever the hell it is, they when a lot of the stuff first came out with the AI for AC Infinity, a lot of it was based off from information that they had put out there. So it was pretty interesting. All right, I've lost some of the chat here. Let me go back and take a look. Indeed, warriors. King, you got a few weeks before chopping. My autos will come down at the end of next week. So that's pretty exciting. Midwest. Grower Mo says, yeah, Midwest, I'm going to have a Tesla robot. Cavort. Cavort, thanks for swinging in. I appreciate you. Appreciate you indeed. Seen you kicking around out there in some other lives and stuff. Absolutely awesome. Awesome indeed. Oh, you know what, guys? Oh, do 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 do. Yeah, the AI is a little scary. It is, but you know what? It has been around us for so many years that we probably don't even realize. I was talking to the wife about how we're videotaped and listened to all the time. That's not me being paranoid. That's the reality of things. They say when you leave your house, you get videotaped at least minimally 50 to 75 times before you get to your destination, whether that be cell phones, roadside cameras, people who have surveillance on their houses. It's interesting. Midwest, you want a grow tent with an automated door. That would be nice. Ah, Cavort's heating up thunder. All right, people. You know what I'm thinking here? I am thinking that it's time for a rip. Absolutely. Here we go. Cheers, everybody. Sauce is getting ready to test the Yellowstone promoted whiskey Lazy K Bar. Hey, thanks, guys. He said, this is for you guys and my habits. May you all prosper always. Cheers. Thanks, Sauce. Now, what were you sipping on this morning when I came over to your live? Because that was pretty nice. I mean, here I am rolling in. It's like, I don't know, 5:15, sitting there having a great drink and a great chat. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, you were hitting the Hennessy. That could be too, Frank. Oh, Grower Mo is hitting dabs. I have to decide if I want to go get some concentrates today. I was speaking of how frustrated I was that I can't order from J. Grows. That's a frustration level that I have, only because they don't deliver to New York, but we're going to figure that out. That we absolutely are. Yo, Fish and Gold, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you. Look at that, guys. We got 27 in the room and 27 thumbs up. You guys are rock stars. Thank you so much. Oh, your girlfriend told you about the Lazy K? Nice. That's the one thing that I miss because I don't drink anymore. And that is when some of these special limited editions would come out, especially the bourbons and the whiskeys. Damn. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh, I never thought of that, but you're probably right, Frank. Said everything's expensive right now. They're hiding all the cheap stuff, waiting for the harvest, drop prices. It's crazy. Frank, what is going on? Good morning, everyone. He said, everybody is having a great weekend, is the hopes, and I am, and I certainly hope everybody else is. Look who we got in here. Happy Sunday morning, the Fresh Princess. Thank you so much for coming in. I caught up with you yesterday. You had a lot of good stuff going on over on your channel. It's always cool to watch other growers, especially other growers who are not growing cannabis at the moment. I don't know. It's crazy cool. Makes me think of taking one of my tents and throwing my hydro back in there, maybe in my basement tent, and doing some runs of peppers and tomatoes and stuff like that. Because, I think that if we have a good hand at growing cannabis, we certainly can give a try to produce, vegetables, flowers, and all that cool stuff. Sauce is drinking it straight. Oh, it's on point? Good. Good indeed. Yeah, Frank, that's the reason I don't want to go buy them, because the dispo has such FU prices. That's the big thing. And that would be no, because I already said I wanted to buy some more stupid stuff so I could bring it on to here and we could laugh about it. which I think we will get to today. I'm going to be almost there going to the grocery store, so I might as well round it out. And yeah. Hey, I know what I forgot to tell you guys. Now, this is pretty cool, and it's nice because there's a whole bunch of you in here. Lit, what's going on? Litwick has live resin cheap. Live resin is cheap there? Yeah. Holy shit, Frank. You've got a Roma tomato plant that's almost 8 feet tall. Wow. That's pretty nice. Hey, you know what, guys and girls? I did something cool the other day. Let's see if I can pull it up. Well, I won't pull it up, but I'll share it with you guys. I ordered stickers the other day. They're supposed to be here this Wednesday, so I will have slaps. And I don't know. I think that's pretty damn cool. Don't know how I'm going to figure out distributing them to people and whatnot, but it definitely will be cool. I decided to take the plunge, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Just catching up in here, guys. Yeah, I know, Frank. And it was a good deal, too. It really was. I eventually want to get with Summit and see what things I can do. You know what I found out that was really cool also? This one I can show you guys. Do you know that if you're on your phone, you can go into, if you're on your phone and you go into your channel and then you go into share, it gives you an option to get one of these for your channel. So you can have your own QR code. You can download it. You can get it put on stickers. You can do all this badass shit with it. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. You guys probably knew about it. I didn't know about it. But that's definitely a cool thing. And it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Oh, Scotty, no problem at all. I will definitely be sending some to you. Yeah, the QR code's badass. Now, I discovered the QR code after I got my stickers made. But my sister informed me that I need to get the ones with the QR code because she's like, I can put them on my card down here in Alabama. And I'm like, well, that would be kind of cool if we started picking up some traction from stuff like that. So I don't know. Just something fun to do. Oh, they do that on Instagram also, Midwest? Nice. Yeah, I am on those platforms. I just don't do anything on them like I should. Yo, Brett. Oh, you want one? Absolutely. I will, as I said, I will figure out a way to, once I get them here, I'll figure out a way to get them to you guys. Absolutely. As long as, well, obviously I'll need people's addresses. So at some point in time, I'll make that little announcement and we'll go ahead and we'll just do it up. Oh, hold on. I'll tell you who I ordered them from. Let me just bring this screen up. It is a company by the name of Make Stickers. Yep, Make Stickers dot whatever. Supposedly, well, it's .com. I know we're not supposed to say websites on here or something. I don't know. I'm going to burst into flames if I say a website. So, you know, I went with that the site that I just named, and I'm too high to remember what it was, but I will check out some other ones because I said I want to get the QR code done. Cabs, you got yours off from Amazon? That's nice. What I ran into was the picture that I had, which I put on my stickers, is my avatar picture. You know, the one that shows up on the side. my thumbnail, whatever the hell you want to call it. And that was a square one. So everybody seemed to have one hell of a problem editing it to the way I wanted it done. So needless to say, it's done now. However, their dishwasher is safe. Nice, calves. Sauce is gonna get some seeds out. I'm gonna call them testers, but they're gonna be sleeper cells. Look at this, guys. We got 30 people in here right now, rounding up on 7 o'clock. Oh, absolutely. We'll get stickers to all you. I ordered like 250 of them. I don't think I'm going to be blazing through them all in a heartbeat. But if that did happen, that would be cool to get slaps out there into the community. Fresh Princess said, gonna bring back scented slap stickers. They'll smell like freshly defoliated tomato. Kawart just asked about where I got the stickers from again. Let me bring the website up again. Make Stickers is the name of the company. And I don't know, I really liked it. I was looking at wasting money yesterday and spending money on a whole bunch of shit that I didn't really need, but I went to a company and designed some t-shirts and then saw they had an FU price on them unless I buy a gazillion. All righty. So, Cab said the picture on my slaps are from Big Time Tattoos, aka Dave, R.I.P. Yes, I bumped into to Big Time Tattoos a couple of times, and what a great guy. Thank you, Fresh Princess, asking everybody to smash that like button. And again, we got 30 people in here, 31 thumbs up. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, the sun is starting to come up. We're cloudy again here today. I had a beautiful day. It was like 72, 73 yesterday, but the cloud cover just sucked. Just reading, guys. Just reading. And it is 7 o'clock, people. I know, Cav. Hey, absolutely, Grizzly Warrior. Yeah. Sorry about that. Grizzly Warrior. Subbing up to Fish and Gold. Helping out to reach to 100 subs. Awesome, guys. Make sure aside is subbing up, spend some time on the channel. It only takes 2 minutes. And when it comes to watching a video, not being rotten, but you can change the speed. We can all hear at 1.5 speed, 1.5. And you can stop when you see things that interest you. Again, it only takes a few minutes to share that love with people. Yeah, Sauce. Yeah, King Green, been sunny there except for hazing days from the Canada fires. We have not had that too bad down here, unless that's what's in the air right now. Not trying to be a jerk, but I don't watch news at all. For one, I trust more what we talk about on here. If we have a headline that's of importance, I will be more than glad to share it and see what you guys' opinions are on it. But other than that, what do we got here? I have seen the Levo. I have not used one. I've thought about it. When I do my can of butter, I do it old school, and I have great results. I do have a metal apparatus that goes on your burner. You put water in the bottom of, you put your butter in, it's got an area for your wheat, and it's like a percolator. You throw that on your stove for X amount of time on low, and you got your can of butter, you pour the shit right out. It's like a metal percolator. Senior Stoner has a bunch of reviews. Okay. Seymour was saying he believes Tommy Chong was pushing that machine. Very good stories on cannabis with Levo. Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about it. I can't justify the expense because I don't make edibles that much. I did in the beginning, I just don't anymore. Yeah, I know, man. I know what I know that the thumbs up really don't mean a lot. I pay more attention to views because, well, for good old Crumbawig, it makes me feel good knowing that if nothing else, somebody stopped by, whether it was for 5 seconds or some of you people that hang out the whole live with us, which I appreciate. I brought this bong up here and then forgot to light it up, guys. I apologize. I don't know what's going on here. It's about how long they stay. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with subs. I don't pay attention to my sub count because it changes so much. I fluctuate every day at least by 5 or 6, one way or the other. And it generally goes down. And all I can think of is that's bots, that's whatever, that's people whose channels have been taken down. Cheers, everybody. I'm sitting here smoking and being rude about it. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Better see what we got going on over here. Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me, excuse me. Yeah, there's a conversation going on in the chat right now for those of you who aren't reading along on pollination. I haven't been reading it out loud, but there's some great information going on back and forth between Sauce and Magic Frank, if anybody wants to catch up with that. Because it's pretty good. Yeah, Zelens, same thing for me. I found one spot in YouTube Studio or some shit like that, or analytics or customize your page where I could see everybody in alphabetical order. But there are some that you don't see because they don't have their pages public. Yep. I guess that's a feature that you can toggle. Right, Fresh Princess. Absolutely. Yeah, as I said, and there's another spot where I see it starts with the person who's subbed up to me that has the most subscribers. I think that's on my channel page. And it shows like the first 4 or 5 people. Because you sit there, Maine. You sit there, Fresh Princess sits there, a couple of other you great content creators out there. No, I can't see you at all, Zelens. You're invisible. But that's okay. YouTube knows you're a sub. Tom Michigander is here. Dude, what's going on? So nice you to swing by. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's all right, Zelens. My feelings aren't hurt. Midwest says, you won't want to see my ugly ass the whole time. Thanks, Zelens. Summing up to everybody's great. Lit, what do you got going on today? What is going on in your world? Hopefully something awesome. Boy, I'm losing everything this morning. What is everybody smoking on? I'm smoking on some strawberry kush. However, I rolled up a nice pre-roll, nice cone of some jet rack. And I think I'm going to light that up in a minute here and enjoy that for a little bit. All righty, the Michigander, I'm going to go ahead and get you modded up into here, if you are all right with that. And as I am modding you up, I have to take a minute and give you my lecture. Now that you are a mod, this is a room for 18 years or older. We are a drama-free channel. Welcome everybody into the room. Make them feel comfortable. Let them know what a great community we are. Sum up to one another. You have a wrench, go check out other people's channels. Sprinkle a little love over there. Subscribe. Like their videos, drop a comment. Drop in a comment, you're going to make their day. It also lets them know that you were there. If we have trolls, we're going to nicely escort them to the door. And most of all, if you're here, let's have fun. Topics are open to anything and everything. Welcome, Michigander. Woke up at like 4 and did dabs of rosin first things. That's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. Moroccan peaches with Moroccan peaches concentrate inside a Dutch Palma. That's what Frank is smoking on. All right, Cavs is going to mix some purple peach and verbiage and black tie times unknown S1 testers and smoke it. You know, I like doing that sometimes. One of my sons calls it the jungle juice jar, where they just toss in a little bit of what's left from when they grind and there's not enough to make a bowl. So that's pretty cool. And it's sometimes you get some tremendous smokes out of there, and you got to try and remember, what did I just blend together there? Hey, Magic Frank, I will catch up with you later. You have yourself a great day. Get those ladies watered. Hey, Paul. Greetings. Thanks for swinging in. Appreciate you. I did get your email yesterday. I'll try and get that taken care of over the next few days. Gonna send some seeds out. Get you growing. That's what we want to do. So Len has cash cow in a joint. Cabs tossing some shrooms into the mix. I'm going to light this up now. Anybody who wants to fire up with me, because I'll be smoking on it for a few. Cheers. This is very nice. 712. There's 28 of you in here. Let me see. What else can we chat about this fine morning? Anybody want to talk about Pop-Tarts? And my rage against them? Frank loves Pop-Tarts. No, I don't. I don't microwave them. My issue is that, thank you, Jess, fuck Pop-Tarts. Because every time I go to get a Pop-Tart, some motherfucker has eaten all of them and then put the box back in backwards. So it doesn't even look like it was opened. So that's my gripe about Pop-Tarts. It's like if I have to buy the things, I got to put them in my fucking truck so I can have one. So yeah, fuck Pop-Tarts right now. Plus, when I was little growing up, that's what my dad would bring for our lunch when we'd go hunting for like 8 hours. So you get one pack of unfrosted Pop-Tarts because he didn't like the frosting on them. And I don't remember what flavor they were. It might as well have been coffee and dog shit. I was a little kid. So, all right, my rant on Pop-Tarts is over. Cavort, that was you? Crow, what's going on? Cavort said, I'm guilty of taking your Pop-Tart. Yo, Sean 420 Pro is in the house. Good morning, and thank you for coming in. Oh, so appreciate you. Look at all the great people we got kicking in and out of here this morning. Woo! This is beautiful. Thank you, everybody. It is 7:15. For anybody who's not smoking right now, fired up this pre-roll of Jet Rack. It's homegrown. You can see it's canoeing a little bit, but you can see a nice little oil ring starting to develop. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, so you're talking about the Uncrustables? You know, the little peanut butter and jelly round shit and thing with no crust on it? Let me tell you a good story about those. So, when I was working for Oswego State University up here in their food service department, I went away on a culinary conference with a whole bunch of other chefs. And as we're there was this one chef, and his name was Chef, I don't remember his first name, but his last name was St. John Grube. Whatever. Long story short, this asshole was responsible for the design and development of the Uncrustable, and we got to take them and try them before they ever hit the grocery stores. And we got sent home with them to let our families try them. So that's my story on Uncrustables. I don't mind them. They aren't what they used to be. What am I missing here in the chat? Oh, I didn't even think of that. Sean 420 said Uncrustables, try frying one. Oh my God, that would probably be fucking awesome. Nice. Nice, epic stoner snack. Where am I from, Fresh Princess? I am from a city called Oswego, New York. I am about a mile from Lake Ontario, and I'm about 20 minutes north of Syracuse. Making sure I'm not missing anybody in here. The chat moved fast real quick. Oh, yeah. Toaster strudels. Toaster strudels are good. Those are badass. Those I enjoy a lot. Oh, nice. For everybody swinging through that's in here right now, Maine dropped a link to his fishing channel. Let's help him get his subs up over there. No reason why not. That's a nice rhyme, Lit. Lit. West Philadelphia, born and raised. The grow room is where I spend my days. Nice. Thank you guys for going over there and pollinating Maine's channel. Excuse me, everybody. Woo. It Midwest. It is beautiful up here. The weather is not stable at all. Right now, we are dealing with 30 plus degree temperature swings between day and night. We're dropping into the mid to low 40s every night, and we'll be lucky if we get to like 73, 74. Did I just see, excuse me, EE come into the house? Welcome, EE. Oh, Cabs is going to do pancakes and sausage links and some cheese grits and eggs this morning. It was blueberry pancakes the other day. Blueberry pancakes sounded awesome. Absolutely, they did. Oh, Paul, you just got home from fishing? Nice. Nice indeed. Yeah, Grower Mo, I agree. Yo, Kicking It Mama is in the house. Good morning, and thank you for being here. You know, everything slowed down, Sean. Super, super slowed down. That's what I've noticed. I mean, everybody's got to remember, I put my plants out mid-March up here, and I let them get down to 38, 36 degrees outdoors. So they're hardy. I don't worry about that as much. I worry about a frost cracking the shit out of them, but it's just slowed them down. Jimmy John, what is going on? Thank you for cruising into here. Oh, Monkey Man's in the house too. I saw you sneak in there right above King Green Gardening. Nice. I know when EE sneaks in, it's so small. I'm like, damn. Absolutely. Sauce says, Cavort, you and Crumble are going to have me with the press. It's looking nice. Very nice. Jimmy John, what do you got going on today on this lovely Sunday? Once you dab, the rest is whack. That is true. That is true indeed. You know, when I was doing my Friday live, I managed to get enough concentrates left of the cosmic nectar from Rise Hemp. Man, that hit like a mother and a half. I got to tell you, if you go back, and I don't even know what time in the Friday Night Live, because I ran that one for like 3 hours. There was a point in time that I was so high that I think I had to go back and watch 20 minutes of the live because I didn't recall what I even talked about. Ba-ba-bum-bum-bum. Oh, you're right. My bong does need smoke, and I just turned around and put a fresh bowl in there. Here we are. Boo, boo, boo. That is the strawberry kush. Let me hydrate really quick here. That water bottle is empty. We will go on to number 2. All righty, people, look at this. We got 31 of you kicking around in here. Goddamn, we are going to hotbox this live right now. So, hey, everybody, let's go. I just want to make sure I'm nice and hydrated so I don't cough my head off when I answer these questions. And when I say, hey, Fresh Princess, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you being here. Have a super Sunday. We will catch up with you later. And Sean 420 Pro asked, hey, Crumblewig, where did you get your ash catcher? So I bought this from a local head shop, but let me see if I can read what the name brand is on it. Let's see here. It's a little bit dirty, but I don't know if you can read this. It says diamond, gold, glass, little registered trademark with a little G on it right there too. I just bought it at a local smoke shop. I think I paid $35 for it. Is it worth it? Absolutely. I love it. You know, keeps my bong nice and clean. You know, it just makes a difference. You know what? McDonald's doesn't have crumble Pop-Tarts. Nope. Nope, they don't. You got to be so excited about that, Monkey Man. Monkey Man gets to try and review Cav's Blueberry F2 in about 2 weeks or so for the indoor, and then going to be cutting down the Blueberry Outdoor, which is sweet. Yeah, you're right, Frank. Look at an online smoke shop. There are just so many of them out there. I've got another smaller one, and where the elbow is on it or the shoulder of it, there's a pinhole leak. So you get smoke that billows out that when you're ripping on it. Back for a quick smoke. Very nice. Grow and Grind is back in the house. On that note, even though we just ripped, how we can rip again? Absolutely. Yeah, I do think, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a grower, but I do think homegrown's best. I think there's a lot of love put into it, you know, and I can say that I can't always say that about the commercial grows. I know they try to love it, but they're also trying to make money, you know. And I think it gets to a point where as you lose your love, sometimes the bigger you get, you know, because then you're not able to take care of, 2,000 plants on your own. You've got other people that may not have the same love. So, on that note, let's rip, everybody. Yeah, Frank, you're right. You're right indeed. Said it's like store-bought pie versus homemade pie. Very true. It's what happens when I take a pile of them too close to one another. Woo. So, is anybody doing sports watching today? I figure I'll open that up in case you are. I know I will not be doing that after my chores. It's going to be thinning out more of the plants outside, really trying to get them defoliated as much as possible. When they get, even though I know it's a stressor on the plant, I will turn around and go through and strip them down as much as I can prior to harvest. Yo, Sauce, you're 100% right. Going outdoors, I think everyone should experience it. And I think they should experience it twice. Because the first time, you're going to fuck up, no matter what. I don't think anybody's had a tremendously 100% spot on, perfect outdoor grow because you have so many different variables the very first time. Maybe you did. I kind of call a little bullshit on it. But then your second run, you can really sit back, tune things in, and see what it really is and see the struggles that a lot of people go through with their outdoor grows compared to an indoor grow. But same thing on the indoor grow, your struggle can be real. I like not having to fuck around with the time of my lights when I go outside. Could also drop my energy bill. All right, Frank. So we got a little sports going on there. Cavort, the only sport I watch is bow hunting. So I'll tell you something interesting. And that is that here in New York State, they just passed or are going to be passing a crossbow law that makes it legal to hunt all seasons with the crossbow. And I thought that was interesting. I mean, to an extent, there's a big group of people who are disabled that use crossbows because they can't pull back on a regular bow. So I don't know. Kavort, what's your thought on that? Crossbow hunting. Oh, Monkey Man, yeah. Yep. I bet there was a ton of betting going on last night with that. All right, Frank says raised in Broward County, so Dolphins, Panthers, Marlins, Miami Heat, also a Yankee fan. Nice. Oh, Sean, you're in Highlands County? Midwest, absolutely. I will take stress over mold any day. And that is 100% right. For those of you who didn't know or didn't watch my last video, I did a thing. Last year at this time, I ended up with powdery mildew. And I didn't want to take a chance on that again, or I don't want to take a chance on that. So I actually went ahead and did a mix of potassium bicarb, citric acid in 2 gallons of water, a little bit of each. I think it was a tablespoon of each, and 2 drops of dish soap. And I soaked all my plants. I already got my balls busted about the dish soap. I understand. I know it can take the waxy layer off, but I needed a wetting agent to keep citric acid and the bicarb on. I will tell you, my plants are looking fantastic, so I am pleased with that. And if it goes sideways, I own it. I did it. But that's my preventative maintenance on my powdery mildew problem that I don't want to have again this year. Sorry, I got off on a little tangent on that. I believe if you are a disabled crossbow, it's awesome. Okay. Sean, you were born in Massachusetts? That was my stomping grounds for about 2 years when I was in college. I was in college in Rhode Island and spent a lot of time in Mass. Oh, really, Midwest? They changed the muzzleloader season? Huh. Sorry, I thought I heard one of my dogs yiping, which I don't have a problem with. Oh, you were there for 18 years. Yo, Andrew Ogo Grown is in the house. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Good morning. Good morning. Make sure you guys spin over to Ogo Grown. Sit in there, be part of the Ogo Army. He's got great things going on over there. Definitely check it out. Gorilla Grows. Yeah, it is pretty cool. You'll notice also the smoke cloud. You know, Mrs. Crumbleweed came in the other day and she was like, holy crap. She's like, I can get high before I go to work. I was like, well, I'm like, you can. No, Midwest, I know that's an option too. I do know that the milk and water was an option too. I was looking for something that I know that the milk and water I've heard is good for removing it. I was trying to look for something ahead of time preventing it. I don't know. It was suggestion from at least 10 to 12 people in the community that told me to go that route. So, and as I said, I will see at the end of the day how this turns out for me. But it is an excellent foliage spray. You are right, Midwest. Yeah, lit. I will tell you something though. They say the milk works well, but also I did a lot of research on the dish soap just for two reasons. For one, the dish soap that I used Castile soap, which is also less irritant towards the plant. But yeah. So I will live and learn from that one. Hydrogen peroxide also is a good one, sauce. Ha ha. That's all right, Midwest. That happens. Use homemade Xeritol, Andrew. Nice. Okay. I'm not gonna say no to that sauce. Look into optic foliar EE. Really? You can spray their products up to the last week. All right, hold on a second. Let my high ass get a pen and write down in my amazing sauce here. Sauce. My amazing sauce. My amazing fucking notebook. Jesus, I'm high. Optic foliar. Goodness gracious. Crumbleweed is high. Jimmy John, I see you poking your head back into the room. Nice, nice. I appreciate you guys all being here so much. Got 30 people sitting in here. It's about 25 minutes to 8. This is great. Oh, they've got optic foliar overgrow and Evios for bugs. Oh, nice. Look at that. Ogo Grown, 10% discount at Ogo Grown. We love optic foliar. Nice. Okay, Zelens. Glenn's is saying with potassium and citric acid, you can go up to 1 day before harvest. No shit. I know they said to apply that every 4 to 5 days, depending on if you've got an outbreak or you're going preventative or whatever. Oh, it's in the brand buddies section, Andrew? Cool. Sean, I appreciate you being in here. I like to sling by your reviews and see what you got going on. And I love that. I love the questions that you ask. And then you give the reason why. And you don't think about it that, reviewers, it's important that they understand and know the whole process so that they can use that when they're giving their honest reviews. Like, hey, this came from such and such, and they are a, sunlight only grown product, or something along those lines, and what that really means and why it would change the terp profile and make that potentially a, you know, better weed sun grown than maybe somebody who prefers something from an indoor. So I don't know. Currently making my own fish emulsion. Okay, so let me ask about fish emulsion because I think that's great. My father's he's president of some sporting club, the leather stocking club here in upstate New York, and involved with hunting and fishing. So I said to him the other day, I need somebody to get some fish heads and fish guts for because I want to do the same thing. How long do you let that sit for before you actually start using it? Like I was listening to some guys the other day and they're like, oh, we're making it now and we're going to throw it out in the yard in the 5-gallon buckets and let it winter over. So it ferments for like a year or half a year. So I'm just asking what everybody does. No problem, Sean. I have never played around with molasses. I have heard it's great for the plants. I just haven't. I use recharge and I've been very happy with that. Oh, I know what I wanted to say real quick. For those of you who weren't in the Friday live that I did, I was talking about grow dots. And remember how my outside grow is like everything except for 4 plants is on grow dots. And I had the issue of everything yellowing out because it ran out of nutrients. I wrote them a letter. I sent them an email. Son of a bitch, 4 days later, they replied to me and basically said, if you didn't have an overwatering issue, it was the grow dots. And I was like, okay, there, I have an answer. So that was nice. Let me see what I'm missing here. You guys are talking really fast. Oh, really, Grower Mo? Nice. Fish emulsion lasts forever. Frank says, get a BAM fish tank crumble. I should. I really should. I don't know. I'm trying to think of where I'd put it. Probably in the living room, which we never use. We never watch TV in there. We got a big 50 or 60-inch TV in there. You know what's in there? My mushroom grow tent or my mushroom still air box that I have. Big fucking thing. You put your arms in and through the holes. 2 grow tents, a sofa, a beanbag chair. I can probably fit it in there. There'd be more than ample room. 50 ml and 5 gallons. Okay, Midwest. I would be excited too, Lit, getting a package from Andrew at Ogo. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Sean. I have not heard of the strain, so I look forward to your review. You're going to be dropping that today? Because that'll be cool. I can check that out. Purple Queen soon in the house. Nice, nice. Hey, Jimmy John, peace out. You have a good time. Jimmy John said, Peace, Crumblewick, and Potheads. Got to hit the links. Nice, nice. I am liking that. You know what else I'm liking? Oh, nice, Andrew. Andrew says we're doing more giveaways now, so stay tuned. Absolutely. I got to grab myself another bowl here. Oh, you're going to try and drop it today? You have like 20 reviews to do? Dang. Nice, though. That's good. Business is good then, Sean, right? Business is good. You know, I love seeing that. Again, watching the community grow through us networking and supporting one another, and absolutely. Oh, Sauce. Sauce said, give me a year or two. I'm going to make some Einstein purple shit. Yes, indeed. Oh, Jimmy John's going to be live tonight at 7 o'clock. Let me write that down. I know YouTube's being a little bit of a bitch and I'm not getting all my notifications. So when you guys let me know, I can write some of this stuff down until I get used to it or put it on my calendar, I think. I've tried to go ahead and make sure I've got you guys all subbed up to all notifications. Sean, that's awesome. That was a big, huge thing, Brett. That's where I kind of dicked myself too. And I did some research on that and I realized I have really not supplied any of my plants with the proper amount of CalMag, nor the proper amount of nutrients. So in looking at that and seeing how great and how good the quality was of what I grew in my past grows, I figure it can only get better. That's the way I look at it. Did I just see Robert's place sneak into the house? I know I did. Cadillac Rainbow does sound good, lit. Call it Perpenstein or Perpenstein. That's funny. Yeah, spell check is great, isn't it, Robert? I would believe that to be true, Maine. I guess the issue was I'll explain to you what my process was in growing in cocoa. So I was giving, let's say, nutrients and CalMag, and then a few days later, I'd just give it water. Then I would just give it nutrients and water a couple days later. And I guess the long and short of it is I underwatered. I should have been giving CalMag with every time that I gave it anything, and I definitely gave it too little nutrients. So, every time in the cocoa that I was watering it, I was essentially flushing out most everything that I had in there. So, you live, you learn. And I've learned that from you guys in here. So, absolutely. I think, it's 7:46. We got to fire up here. We absolutely got to fire up. Hold on one second. Bob, what's going on? Thank you. Thank you. We are getting ready to fire up here. I know that Midwest, but absolutely. Cavs just said, listen to Maine's advice on cocoa cord. That is so freaking true. All right, guys. I just had to hydrate, and now we are going to rip. I want to thank you guys all for being here. There's 30 in here. We have 46 thumbs up. You guys are rock stars. Here we go. So what's the advice? No CalMag? Well, I was told that the side of flushing not frequently, but every time that I water, with the exception. So let's say what I'm going to do is I am going to feed, give them nutrients, give them CalMag every time that I water, with the exception of, let's say, every 2 weeks I'll flush. Because I know you do get the buildup of the salts and everything. You can see that on the outside of the fabric pots. What's different is in my grow that's inside right now, nothing's in fabric pots. Maybe one is. Yeah, one's in a 3-gallon fabric pot. Everything else is in plastic pots that I bought because I am doing a self-wicking system in plastic pots. I have a plastic pot that I've ran a wick line through. I have my hydroponic stones on top of that, layer about that deep. And then I have cocoa on top of that. It works. They're drinking. They all look fantastic. So, yeah, those are all being bottom fed. So, what I'll do is when I decide to flush, I can just flush from the top down and it'll be great. Only till the 4th week of flower, Maine? Okay. Oh, it's okay, Midwest. No, you're right, Sauce. That's just it. I should have been feeding the whole time. Day 49, then no CalMag. Well, that's one of the things. I turned around and I re-amended with Grow Dots, and I did give them CalMag too that day. And then I watched, and everything bounced back. I don't have all the yellowing. I don't have all that shit anymore. So I got to be happy with that. So you feed your plants. You're in soil, right, EE? Hey, Frank R. No, 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 no. We're still here. Yeah, you roll up. Right, Maine. I know that you grow in cocoa only. And I generally do too. Out of all my plants that I have right now, I mean, technically I have 13 plus 12, so I've got 25, and 4 of those 25 are in soil. And those are my 4 auto flowers. Just because I wanted to do something different and try it out. Have I tried their extended version yet? I have not. I am not a big person for flushing plants. If you guys can persuade me another way, absolutely. I think depending on how much your plant slowed down, I don't know how long it legitimately would take to flush out some of them, especially outdoors. Oh, cool, Cavs. Just on a side note, Cavs says I highly recommend listening to Maine's advice on Coco Core. Absolutely, I will reinforce that. Nice. Maine's just talking about an awesome teaching moment, or EE is with Maine. There is so much knowledge out here for all of us. And you know what's great about it? It's free. Everybody is so freaking willing to come forth with what they're doing and how they're doing it. And we all get the opportunity to talk about it in here, which is pretty rock star. Yo, Senate just came tooling in. Senate, what's going on? What is going on? Glad you're in here. How goes the world of peppers? And did you make that pepper powder? I saw those colors of those peppers were freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. And who doesn't like a good pepper powder? Walking up to the gas station, Senate. Cool enough. Thanks for stopping in. Litwick is loyal to the soil. And I think that's great. It is so great because, again, I've talked about moving to all soil outside because it makes sense. But next year, I had originally said, I was going to do all this grand shit. I'm not. I'm putting 3 plants outside next year and going to see what happens. You know, I would rather do that. That's much more manageable than 12. Oh, you're going to make the powder in about 2 weeks? Sweet. Sweet. For those of you who don't know, Senate grows peppers, and they look, I'm not a pepper guy, but the colors and the shapes. It's got these like long, thin ones that look almost like, they grow kind of like a green bean. And they're about that size, they look to me. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Consistency is important, Maine. Maine said, plenty of growers better than me. I'm just consistent. And that's true. I know in the beginning I was not all over the place with my grows, but you're learning. You're learning every time you grow. So you're always worried about that consistency. You know, I can tell you I am poor about having a big calendar on the wall where I track shit, but I'm realizing now how important that is. I do have a book that I track what I grow in, but again, I'm not in it every day like I should be. Yeah, Sean, you're right. Absolutely. People introducing worms into their grow. Oh, Midwest, you're growing jalapeno and chili peppers. Nice. Hey, welcome back, Magic Frank. Got your watering done? Yeah, I'm still running my mouth here. Hey, that's a good way to approach it, Magic Frank. He said, I don't document things for myself, I document it for others. That is true. People ask you a question, you can refer back, or if you're growing their genetics, I think it's important to be able to document that. Oh, you're sobering up, Cavs? How was that breakfast? Was it good? I think we're going to get ready to fire one up because we are coming up on 8 o'clock. It's about 5 of. And in saying that, I have my bowl situated, I believe, and ready to go. We'll smoke a little bit before 8, like in just a freaking minute. Yo, Crispy's in the house. What's going on, Crispy? What is going on? Fish and Gold says, I stay organic. I have a set way to do everything. Good yield, healthy plants. Absolutely. And that's what's sweet. We all get to grow our own way. And we can take a little bit of knowledge from everybody else. But for you guys who have that living soil that's been running for 6, 8, 10 years, that's freaking amazing to me. Oh, Grower Mo. Grower Mo had eggs out of the coop, some homemade bread, and bacon. Nice. I wondered about that, Cavs. I wondered about that. Cavs said, you can't flush the plant, only the medium. Because remember, we're also talking about flushing in the middle of, every X amount of time just to reduce some of the buildup. Again, what are you really flushing there? You're flushing whatever's in there out, but you would have to submerge the plant, I would think, and let it drink up fresh water, and you'd have to submerge it for a substantial amount of time. So I don't know. That's my take on it. Oh, Cavort, you have homemade soil from 5 years ago? Yeah. All right, let me shut my mouth here, take one more sip of water, and we are going to fire up this bowl. Because we're eating vegetables, not smoking them. I get that. Okay, Sauce is saying I don't flush unless I'm using heavy sulfate potassium or potash. Alrighty, guys, I am going to fire this up. Let's go, people. Cheers. Maine says flush the medium and the plant will use its stored nutrients. That's flushing the plant. Okay, makes sense. Again, we're in here and we're learning, people. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Got to take it back to take it back to biology class. You know, you got to remember how cell walls work, osmosis, stuff like that. Yeah, I haven't played around with potash. Cheers, everybody. People do forget about that. You really get to a point where there's a backward shift and you're like, okay, this is cool that I grew this, but how did I really grow this? And you got to go back to the basics. You need to learn what a couple of things are. What are cotyledon leaves? You know, when are you actually going to say, this is my day one that I'm starting from, when I'm going into calling this a germinated plant, a seedling? When am I going to flip it into flower? All of that stuff. So, cheers, everybody. Cheers, cheers. Maine says, but I'm just a fisherman who plays around with growing. Okay. Yes, indeed. Oh, okay, Frank. Yep, that's cool, Cavort. Cavort's a hunter gatherer and grower. Yeah, I think we swing back and forth, and I think everybody does. You know, everybody has a something other than growing for a lot of people, unless you're a commercial grower. And I like that too, that we get to share that in here, what we do. It is cool. As I said, nobody says it better than Rob over at CLTV, and that is, you know, he wears that hat and that shirt that says stoned and successful. And I think that's something that we all strive for, you know, wanting to be included in the rest of the world's communities and not be ostracized for this great awesome plant that we grow or consume or review or whatever the case is. What am I missing here? Litwick says I'm a Pisces. We got I'm a pothead. There's always fish in the sea. Right, right. That's true. That's also a thing in organics. You wouldn't want to flush because you've got that soil that's just got all those microbes and everything else kicking ass in there. But I saw somebody the other day doing ice on their plants, and they were in living soil for a stressor for a couple of days prior to harvest. So I've seen a lot of people do a lot of weird things to stress their plants. Hey, Maine. Okay, I just realized I am running after 8 o'clock. You get out of here. You have a great day. Don't work too hard on that house at your son's. Hey, everybody, have a great day. Thank you for being here. I just want to say, as always, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for coming into the channel, and Remember, stop at somebody else's channel today. Sprinkle some love. Drop a comment for them. You're probably going to make a difference in their day that you have no idea. So, peace and love, everybody. I'll see y'all later. Thank you. Thank you.